Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing CSS Battle Daily Target for July 16, 2025. Okay, normally I solve these before I make these videos, but I don't think I need to do that. I think I understand how to do this pretty quickly. So yeah, let's get a game plan for the layout. So basically, we're going to have 4 elements. This circle, this circle, this circle, and this circle, right? And all we need to do is set the body and each one of these circles, with the exception of the innermost circle, to display flex. Make everything justify content, all the flex items justify content. And then if we find that, for example, this big circle here, the circle within it is at the top, so we can just don't say anything for line items and give a little bit of margin, right? For this circle being in here, and I guess this is the only one, would be line items flex end, so it's going to put it to the bottom, and then we give it a little margin at the bottom, and then we just give this a little bit of a margin. Piece of cake. So let's go ahead and get all our elements together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 circles, right? All inside each other. So we're just gonna say A, copy. This is gonna be B. If you haven't watched my videos on CSS battles before, I always just use letters of the alphabet. Not a good practice in real life, but cuts down your code. And then I use CSS attributes to target these elements. I'll show you this in a second. All right, so there's our circles. We got our style tag. First thing we're gonna do, like I said, start with the body, and then A, B, and C are all going to be display flex. They're all going to be justify content center, right? That's all we need for that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set all the colors. So we've got body, B. No, hold on. So A, B, C, D. Right, so A, B, and D. Oops. Cursor jumped around on me. D. It's gonna have a background of this purple color. And then A and C. A, C. I'm going to have a background of the green color. And then we're going to grab all of these circles. So A, B, C, and D are all going to be border radius 50%. That's how you get a circle. They're all going to be circles. Cool. And then I think that's all we need to do. We just need to start sizing everything, and then we'll have to push things down. And then obviously push that one circle to the bottom. We'll deal with that as we get there. So A. So this one is simple to get the size because it's the full height, which is 300 pixels. So we've got height 300, width 300. Okay, you're going to notice that that is not perfect, right? And the reason is, quite often you need to reset this, but there is a default margin on the body. So we need to get rid of that, and then we should be good, and we are. Okay? And then B, I'm going to guess that it's half of that. So we'll say that 50. Not a count, that's not what you want. Width 150. Way off. But before we get the size correct, what I think I'm going to do is just go ahead and figure out what that margin is. So some margin in the top is 20. Oops, we don't want it there. What am I doing? We want it in B. I think we can just use margin to cut down the characters, actually. That's too much. So it looks like 10. Is that right? That's right. All right, so now we can figure out the width and the height. Let's try 200. Perfect. And then for this one, oh, and this is gonna, no, this is not gonna work out the way I want. I get excited for a second, but it's, ignore that. All right, so then the circle inside that is at the bottom, right? So we need to say a line item is flex. And that will push C all the way to the bottom. So C, I'm gonna try half again. I think it's a little bit less. Width 100, height 100. Oh, that's perfect. And then we just give it margin 10. Perfect. And I'm seeing another thing we can stick in one property. So before we move forward, again, to cut down on our characters and improve our score, we're just going to put margin 10 all together because it's going to exist in all these elements, right? And you know what? No, we don't want to do that. Never mind. So let's cut this out, paste it in there, and then we can get rid of this margin here. Cool. All right. And the last thing we need to do is just get D. I'm gonna guess it's half the size of its container, because that seems to be the pattern. And it is. And that's perfect. Cool. Let's look at the diff. A little bit off, but I think that's still gonna be 100%. Okay, so then let's get rid of all our comments down here. So cut down our character count. You notice there's 978 characters with these comments. You deleted 541, so that really helps. The other thing is to get rid of all the white space, so you can put everything on one line. I'm just going to do the divs first. I think we're at 540 before we started this. Get rid of all these white spaces too. I'm going to hit Command D on a Mac to do this. Backspace. No more. So yeah, we cut it down to 374 from 450 something. Let's go ahead and submit. Great, 100% match, score of 611.32. Fantastic. All right, hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful. If you did, please like it. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more like this. We'll see you again real soon.